Hi students, how did you write the exam? As per the opinion poll, the afternoon session paper, most of the people are saying moderate and few people are saying tough. Very few people are saying easy. Compared to the morning session paper, the afternoon session is slightly critical. That's what people are saying. But however, the weightages are almost the same. And GT is having the highest weightage. We will talk about the weightage. Based upon the memory oriented output by the students, we have taken the weightages and we have taken the data for various questions, and we are trying to give you the solution for that. It may be a guideline for you because most of the numericals whatever given by the students may not be correct. So it gives you a sort of idea upon your writings and your answers, and you can compare with that. So it is not the final output. Don't judge based upon this memory oriented questions upon your answers. Just it gives you a sort of guidelines upon your examination. So we'll discuss about weightage, and we'll talk about the questions of different subjects with our group. Okay, so we'll talk about the weightage first. Weightage, as usual, as in the morning session, the Geotech is having the highest weightage. You can see the Geotechnical Engineering, and after that environmental and transportation may be having the parallel weightage. As per the data, this is the weightage given, but if the total paper comes out, we'll come to a conclusion upon the final weightages. But however, these are all expected from the past so many years. And coming to the solid mechanics, strength of material, 3 1-mark questions and 1 2-mark question, and structural analysis 3 2-mark questions is a good weightage compared to the previous years. And the engineering mathematics and aptitude, as per the weightages, they have strictly followed that. And hydrology and irrigation also good weightage, and fluid mechanics, you see 4 2-mark question came. So with this we'll go to the first, the surveying, the questions of the surveying based upon the memory data. If you look at the question, the scale of a map is 1 in 25,000 is given. The distance between A and B on map is 12 centimeter. The actual distance between AB, is equal to 12 centimeter is on paper, multiplied with this much is the magnifying factor 25000. So you get the answer in centimeter. If you want to convert into the kilometers, if you convert this into kilometers, it is 3 kilometers. Straightforward question, objective 1-mark question. Come to the next question. Find the total error in degrees up to 2 decimals. It is a numerical answer type of question. The mentioned interior angles. So these are the interior angles given by the students based upon their memory. Maybe chances of slight variation, but procedure you can just touch upon it. So at location A, the interior angle is calculated. At B, C, D, the interior angles are calculated. If you take the total interior angles, the sum of interior angles will be 360 degrees, 10 minutes, 55 seconds. As you have the 4 stations, and if you want to calculate the total interior angle, actual interior angle will be 2n minus 4 into number of right angles, nothing but 90 degrees. This comes out to be 360. So the difference between the two is nothing but our error. 360 and this is 360.10 minutes and 55. So the difference is the 10 minutes 55 seconds is extra. Extra means you need to subtract. The correction is negative. And if you want to take the angle in case of degrees, if you convert this into degrees with your online calculator, it is 0.182. Up to 2 decimal places means you can say 0.18 degrees, rounded to 2 decimal places. A straightforward question, not a tough question. People with little fundamental, with little aptitude, you can answer this question. And this is a leveling question coming from the survey. The RL of the station L is given. This is 150 meter. It is a multiple select question. Actually, more than one answer is there. The RL of N they are asking you. RL of N means it is by height of instrument method 150 plus 1.5 will be this height of instrument. And if you go down to here, this is the difference. Difference is you can say 0.2 meter. So here it is 151.5 meter minus 0.2. Minus 0.2 you are going down means 151.3 meter is height of instrument here. And if you go down 1 meter again, the RL of this is 150.3 meter. Just with little aptitude and little understanding, you can get the answer 150.3. They are asking you sum of backsides. Sum of backsides means this is backside 1.5 meter, and here the backside is 1.8 meter. And sum of the foresides. So this 2 meter is our foresight here at this station S1, and 1 meter is the foresight at this station. So this is 3 meter sum of foresights, and sum of backsides is 3.3 meter. Okay, the difference between the 3 is 0.3. So 150 plus 0.3 is 150.3. The difference you can cross check it. It's a multiple select question. The question, complete question as it is, if you want, we need to wait for the paper. So this is it on surveying. In transportation, there was a question on valley curve. Downward gradient of 1 in 40 is given, and upward gradient of 1 in 50 is given, and headlight side distance is given as 90 meter. Height of the headlight over the road surface of a test vehicle is 0.75 meter. Angle of the headlight beam is given as 1.2 degrees upwards. And if you take the deflection angle, is the algebraic difference of the gradients. It is minus 1 by 40 minus 1 by 50. So if you take it as, I'll take the magnitude 0.045. We'll take the magnitude for calculation. So in this case, first we need to assume L more than or equal to S based upon the headlight side distance. The deflection angles GS square 2H1 plus 2S tan alpha. If you remember this formula, you can directly use the formula and substitute. I'll give you the answer directly. After substitution, you get answer as 69. This is less than the S value. S is given as the side distance, or HSD is given as 90 meter. So less than 90 meter, that means assumption is not okay. Once assumption is not okay, you can't fix the length of the valley curve as 69 meter. We need to go with the next case. It is not more than S, S less than S. Once S less than S, L is equal to 2S minus the denominator, whatever denominator comes here, 2H1 plus 2S tan alpha by G comes into the picture. And again, if you substitute all the data, it is 63 meter. but whatever answer we got is 63. It's a direct numerical integer, and it is less than s is equal to 90 meter. So this case L less than s is correct. You can pick up the answer as 63 meter. Now there is one question, one mark question came from the airport. What they are asking you is, what is the purpose of windrose diagram? The windrose diagram is to fix orientation of runway. To fix orientation of runway, we use windrose diagram. It is a multiple choice question as per the student feedback, and one of the option is orientation of runway. You need to pick up that answer. And there is one more question coming from highway. It is based on a Greenberg model, it seems. It is not Green Shield model, Greenberg model. The data given is, the free flow speed or maximum speed is given as 45 kmph. The jam density is given as 200 vehicle per kilometer. They are asking you the capacity of the road. As per the Greenberg's model, the capacity is the maximum speed into K max by E we need to use. So if you substitute the values, it is 3311 vehicle per hour. So it's a straightforward question. If you remember this formula, you can pick up the answer. It is not a critical case. And coming to the strength of material, as per the student feedback, a 3x3 matrix is given. It is a strain tensor is given. It is in strain tensor, the main strains, normal strains are on the main diagonal, and this is gamma xy by 2, gamma xz by 2, this is gamma yx by 2, this is gamma yz by 2, gamma zx, gamma zy by 2. For plane strain condition, which of the parameters should be 0? Which are to be 0? For plane strain condition means, if the strain values are in xy plane, any parameters related to z will be 0. Any parameter having z is 0. So you have epsilon z 0 and any other strain parameter. So gamma xz is 0 and gamma zx is 0, gamma yz is 0, gamma zy must be equal to 0. That means all these parameters in this matrix, these parameters and these parameters must be 0, and 1, 2, 3, 4 are non-zero values. Based upon the options I have not formulated. Based upon the options, you can pick up the right condition for plane strain case. So this is based upon the data. These are the questions as per available. As the data comes, we will update. And at the same time, our next faculty member Pawan talks about geotech.
Let's say about the geotechnical engineering. So from this geotech, we got total 8 questions, but we got 7 questions from the students as memory based. Let's see those questions. Given that natural moisture content or water content is 30%, plasticity index 40%, liquidity index IL 50%, and they're asking about the plastic limit. It's a direct equation where liquidity index is equals to water content minus plastic limit by IP. So what they're asking is about the plastic limit, right? Now the liquidity index given as 50%, which is 0.5, is equals to 30 minus plastic limit by, as we're taking everything in terms of percentages, so let's take the 30%. 30 is also as a decimal, which is 0.3 by, IP value is given as 40%, which is 0.4. You send the 0.4 to the other side, that becomes 0.2 is equals to 0.3 minus WP, and plastic limit will comes as 0.1, which is equals to 10%. So there is nothing new over here. Now see this question. The ultimate bearing capacity of a 1 meter wide footing is 532.80 when it is embedded at a depth of 1 meter. So initially the width is equals to 1 meter. Let me take one more slide over here. Yeah. So the width is given as 1 meter, and initially at a depth of 1 meter, the ultimate bearing capacity is given as 532.80. So if I take D1 as 1 meter, the ultimate bearing capacity is 532.80, and it is given as a dry cohesionless soil. When I say cohesionless soil, the C value is equals to 0. In case of the ultimate bearing capacity, there are 3 effects: cohesion effect, width effect, and surcharge effect. As it's the cohesionless soil, the cohesion effect is going to be gone. So there are 2 effects, width effect and surcharge effect, which means we have 2 coefficients, NQ and N gamma. Both are unknown. So as there are 2 unknowns, they have given 2 data. Now the same soil, when you tested at a depth of 2 meters, so D is equals to, D2 is equals to 2 meters. The ultimate bearing capacity is given as 864. 2 unknowns, 2 data, and finally what they're asking is what is the NQ value. Let's substitute, and it is a wide strip footing. For the strip footing, the ultimate bearing capacity is CNC plus gamma DNQ plus 0.5 gamma B and gamma. Given is a cohesionless soil, C is equals to 0. Now substitute the values. QU1, which is 532.8, is equals to, gamma value is given as 18. Initially the test is conducted at a depth of 1 into NQ plus 0.5 into 18 into the width is given as 1 into N gamma. 2 unknowns are there, NQ and N gamma. Now if I take that 18 common and if you send to the other side, so what is the equation that you will be getting over here is NQ plus 0.5 N gamma, send the 18 to the other side, so you will be getting this value as a 29.6. Take it as equation number 1. Now for the second data, so the given data for the second one is ultimate bearing capacity is 864. Now this time the footing is kept at a depth of 2 meters. So gamma 18 into 1, so 18 into depth is given as 2 meters. So 18 into 2 into NQ plus 0.5 gamma B, the width is same, into N gamma. Again this time you take out the 18, the equation will be 2NQ plus 0.5 N gamma is equals to 48. This is equation number 2. We already have equation number 1. Let's take it out. NQ plus 0.5 N gamma is equals to 29.6. This is equation number 1. 2 minus 1 will get cancelled. 2NQ minus NQ. Finally NQ will be coming as 18.4. So the answer for this question is 18.4. Now see this question. Based on the Casagrande plasticity index of inorganic, based on Casagrande curve or plasticity chart, so it is given as Casagrande plasticity chart, the plasticity index of inorganic clay, the plasticity index of inorganic clay. So based on the plasticity chart, the A line IP, the A line IP is 0.73 into WL minus 20, right? 0.73 into 40 minus 20, 20 into 0.73, which comes as 14.6%. So straight away answer. Now this question is a quite good question. Yeah. Now, so there is a 2 marks question. Now a building is proposed in an area having a thick deposit of the silty clay. The water table is at the ground level. So they given the water table is at the ground level and unit weight is also given as 18, gamma W 10, and the maximum load through a column is given as 2000 kilonewtons. Now the data comes over here. Consider sigma z less than or equals to 0.1 times of the effective vertical stress, where that effective vertical stress is due to the overburden pressure and sigma z is due to the stress due to point load by means of Bose-Einstein theory. So they have given it as a Bose-Einstein theory. So now what is the minimum depth? Now let's find out this. So sigma z is less than or equals to 0.1 times of the sigma v dash. Given is a soil. Let's take this as a ground level. Water table is at the ground level. Gamma sat is given as 18 kilonewton per meter cube. Gamma W is given as 10 kilonewton per meter cube. What is the minimum depth of the exploration? They mentioned. Now to find out this minimum depth, the condition should valid is the sigma z must be less than or equals to 0.1 sigma v dash. As per the Bose-Einstein theory, the sigma z is 3 by 2 pi into q by z square into 1 by 1 plus r by z whole square whole to the power of 3 by 2. But in the question they clearly mentioned at a depth z below the point load P. So here the P is nothing but the Q. Whatever the P or Q is given as 2000 kilonewtons, right? So directly below the load, R value is equals to 0. If R value is 0, sigma z is 0.4778 into Q by z square. So now let's take that D minimum as directly as a Z. Now at the same time, what is the overburden pressure at that depth? Gamma dash into Z. Just equate these two. 0.4778 into Q by Z square must be less than or equals to 0.1 into gamma dash into Z. That's it. Substitute. 0.4778 into Q value is 2000 must be less than or equals to 0.1 into, you send the Z to the other side, and gamma dash, gamma is given as 18, gamma dash is 18 minus 10, 8 into Z cube. Now after solving this entire value, you will be getting that Z cube. So Z must be greater than or equals to 10.61 meters. And you can take Z is equals to 10.61 meters, right? So one good question. Now let's see this question. A fully saturated soil has a moisture content of 20%, so water content is given as 20%. As it is a fully saturated soil, degree of saturation is 100%. Specific gravity of the soil is 2.65, and what they're asking is critical hydraulic gradient. To find out the critical hydraulic gradient, first we require the void ratio. So E into SR is equals to W into G, SR1. So E is equals to 0.2 into 2.65. So if you solve, this is 0.53. Now what they're asking is a critical hydraulic gradient, right? IC is equals to G minus 1 by 1 plus C, which is 2.65 minus 1 by 1 plus 0.53. So the correct answer is going to be 1.078. There is nothing new in this. Next, for a clay soil stratum, the time required for degree of consolidation from 25% to 50% is 30 days. In 30 days, the time for 90% consolidation. It's a very good question. The data is very minimal, but it has a very good intentions behind this. So now see this question. They did not mention the time is 30 days for 25%. They mentioned at a time, now see this. So when the degree of consolidation increases from 25% to 50%, the time difference is 30 days. Now let's take U1 is 25%. Let's imagine it take a time of T1. We don't know the time. And U2 is 50%. Let's take it took at a time of T2. But what is the mention? From 25 to 50, it took 30 days, which means the difference between T1 and T2 is 30 days. So T1 minus T2 is equals to 30 days. Now I don't want to go to time factor and find out the CV and all. Let's take these two. As U1 and U2 both are less than 60%, right? So in this case, U1, U2 both are less than or equals to 60%. When U1, U2 both are less than 60, then TV is equals to pi by 4 U square. TV is equals to pi by 4 U square. And from here, I can write TV proportional to U square. And you know, whenever U1 less than or equals to U2 less than 60%, you know, U is S by SF into 100 and TV is proportional to T. So from this, I'll just make sure T is proportional to U square. I know U1 and I know U2. I can take the ratio. T2 by T1 is equals to U2 50 by 25 whole square, which is nothing but 4, which means the time required at 50% consolidation is equals to 4 times of the time required at 25% consolidation. Once you know that, then substitute over here T2 41 minus here T2 minus T1 T2 minus T1. So T2 is a 41 minus T1. 3T1 is equals to 30 days, which means T1 is equals to 10 days. So what we got to know is the time required for 25% consolidation is 10 days. Now what is the next question? For 90%, what is the time? That's it. Now I can make sure for 25% consolidation, the time is 10 days. For 90% consolidation, what is the time? Now we can write down TV is equals to CV into T by D square. Same soil, same drainage path, TV is proportional to T. As U1 is less than 60%, so TV1 is equals to pi by 4 into 25 square, which is 0.25 square. That comes as 0.049. Whereas U2 is greater than 90%, so TV2 is equals to 1.781 minus 0.933 log base 10, 100 minus U, 100 minus 90. So now this value, if you solve, the TV2 value comes as 0.848. So as a TV is proportional to T, now T2 by T1 is given as a 10 days is equals to TV2 0.848 by 0.049. Solve this, the T2 will comes as 173.06 days. If they ask you nearest integer, you can take it as 173, or rounded to 1 decimal 173.1, or rounded to 2 decimals 173.06. So these are the questions from the geotechnical engineering, and we also got one more question. So this is about the match the following question, and in the match the following question they have given the theories on list 1 and in the next in the list 2. So for what purpose we are using that theories? So the theory is given as these match the following. So first theory, Skempton's theory. Okay, so what is the purpose of the Skempton's theory? They have given the bearing capacity. You know, Skempton's theory is used to determine the net ultimate bearing capacity of the clays only. So you can find out the net ultimate bearing capacity of a clay. This is one of the column number 2, we can match it. And Newmark is exclusively used, Newmark's chart is there, Newmark's method is there. It is exclusively used to determine the vertical stress at any depth due to the external loads. So increase in vertical stress at any depth due to external load. In the column number 2, there is a one option which is looks like this, that is a P, and this is a Q, means PQRS, and in the column number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Healy formulae, so you know engineering's formulae and Healy's formulae, they both are to determine the pile capacity for a driven pile, right? So this is for the pile capacity, and converse Lebesgue formulae, whenever we don't know the soil properties, if you want to find out the, when we don't know the soil properties, if you want to find out the efficiency of the pile group, you can use this formula. So pile group efficiency. So these are all about the questions from the Geotech, and we'll also see about the questions from the open channel flow. So far we got 2 questions from the open channel flow. Let's see those also. Now, so the data I'll be giving you directly. So in one of the question, a wide rectangular channel is carrying a flow at a rate of 96 meter cube per second. So given is wide rectangle channel, and flow rate is given as 96 meter cube per second, and the flow is carrying at a critical depth of 9.8 meters. What they're asking is, in order to follow that, in order to carry that critical flow, what is the discharge, what is the, so the question is, a rectangular channel is carrying a flow at a rate of 96 meter cube per second with a critical depth of 9.8 meters. The flow width, the rectangular channel width is, so now YC is equals to Q square by G whole power 1 by 3. First you find out the Q, which is 9.8 meter cube is Q square by 9.81. You solve it, the Q value will be coming as 96.08 meters. But that's a discharge per unit width. So small q is equals to capital Q by B. Now capital B is equals to Q 96 by 96.08. That comes as 0.999. You can take it as 1 meter. So very short question. There is nothing new in this. Now there is one more question. This is the last question. Now this question is about the wide rectangular channel. A wide rectangular channel is carrying a uniform flow at a rate of 10 meter cube per second with a depth of 2 meters. Now if the flow rate passing through the channel is double, so what is the meaning of flow rate passing through the channel is double? Q2 is equals to 2 times of Q1. By keeping all the remaining things as a constant, the new flow depth is, so they're asking about Y2, and given is wide rectangular channel. When we discuss about wide rectangle, R is equals to Y. Now by keeping all the other parameters constant, means Manning's roughness, slope, everything is constant. So Q is equals to, from the Manning's equation, A into 1 by N into R to the power of 2/3 into S to the power of 1 by 2. Q is equals to B into Y into 1 by N into, as wide rectangle, R is equals to Y power 2 by 3 into S power 1 by 2. Y into Y power 2 by 3, Y power 5 by 3. So Q is proportional to Y power 5 by 3. Now Q2 by Q1 is equals to Y2 by Y1 whole power 5 by 3. But we want Y2, right? So Y2 by Y1 is coming as 2 meters. Then Q2 by Q1, 2Q1 by Q1 whole power 3 by 5. You solve it, you will end up with the answer of 3.03 meters. So out of the Geotech, we received 7. Out of the open channel flow, we received 2. And if there is any more questions that we get, we'll update.
Hi everyone. So till now we received one question from structure analysis subject, okay, but there is no clarity in the diagram, okay, but this is a equation given in the question and he asked me to find the ratio of C1 and C2, but I think in the question given beam column mechanism, okay, so this is nothing but a combined mechanism, okay. So for combined mechanism generally it will take more time. Reason is this is unsymmetrical. So for unsymmetrical generally for combined mechanism number of plastic hinges required equals to ds plus 1, right, okay. So if you find the ds you will get the 3, then 4 plastic hinges are required to form the combined mechanism. So where to provide this 4 plastic hinges to get the beam and the column mechanism both, okay. So to get the sway mechanism at the fixed support, and here third one here to get the beam mechanism, and fourth one here. And what is the reason already we discussed in class, okay. But question is here, this plastic hinge it won't form a distance of L by 2 because this is unsymmetrical frame, okay. So if it is a distance of L by 2 this plastic hinge, then solution is very easy, but it is won't form at exactly at the center. So this is a distance of x and this is a distance of L minus x, okay. If you draw the mechanism diagram, so it is like this, okay. So length of left column, length of right column both are same, then slopes also same, right. So if it is theta, this also theta, right, then this is theta, but this is just assume alpha and this is also alpha, then this is theta, okay. So external work done equals to internal work done, right, just assume this is delta 1 and this is delta, okay. So how to find the delta value? Here delta equals to L into theta and delta 1 equals to this is x into theta, or you can write in terms of alpha, this is L minus x into alpha, okay. Equate the relation between both. So this is x theta equals to L minus x alpha, then from this what is the alpha value? X theta divided by L minus x. Now external work done, collapse load into delta, and W, what is the mechanism diagram? Area, so delta 1 into L, okay. Then internal work done, mark the plastic movement opposite to the rotation. Wherever plastic hinges are present, mark the plastic movement opposite to the rotation, MP, MP, and here it is MP. So what is the internal work done total? MP into theta, MP into theta, 2MP theta, and here MP, here MP, so this is 4MP theta plus, and here MP into alpha plus MP into alpha, 2MP into alpha, okay. So substitute the alpha value here, okay. Then equate external work done equals to internal work done. So if you equate external work done equals to internal work done, you will get the, this you can write the equation in terms of MP, okay. Then to get the x value, differentiate with respect to x equals to 0, then you'll get the x value, okay. Then substitute x value back, then you'll get the equation in terms of MP, but it will take more time, okay. So just I'm giving procedure only here, okay. So this is the one question, right. And one question from steel structure we received, but this question also there is no clarity in the data. One student given MD less than or equals to 1.5 ZE Fi divided by gamma m naught, steel structure, okay. But we don't know the actual question. This is the equation we know, okay. So students, this is a condition I given for low shear case, right, to find the design bending moment. So what is the MD formula given? Beta B Fi Zp divided by gamma m naught. So beta B value depend upon is it plastic section, compact section or semi compact section. Okay, so students, this is the data I received, okay, from the students. Just I given some procedure here. Okay, so after getting exact data and diagram, okay, I'll come back to you people. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good evening students. As per students memory, we received 4 questions in mathematics. This is a first question. A matrix 3 by 3 matrix given, briefly I am writing, has eigenvalues. This is a 3 by 3 matrix, has eigenvalues 1, 2, 3. Question is, what is trace of a matrix A square? Trace of a matrix A square. Okay, solution. Okay, A has eigenvalues. Eigenvalues of A given as 1, 2, 3. Eigenvalues of A square. You know, you can apply the property of eigenvalue. Here 1, this is 4, 9. Is it? What is a trace? Trace is nothing but the sum of eigenvalues or not. So 1 plus 4 plus 9, 5 plus 9, 14 is an answer. So for this question, answer is 14. Okay, coming to the next question. Question given like this: dy by dx plus xy is equal to x. Y of 0, this is a differential equation with initial condition given like this. Y of 1, they are asking what is the value of y of 1. See, this is a linear differential equation, simple linear differential equation. So this is p, this is q. What is integrating factor? E power integral p dx means e power x dx. So e power x square upon 2, is it? This is integrating factor. What is general solution? General solution is y into integrating factor means y into e power x square by 2 integration of q, that is x e power x square by 2 dx plus integrating constant c or not. So direct integration. See, what is the integration of RHS here? X square by 2 you can assume as t, that is x dx is equal dt. 2 will cancel, so x dx is equal dt. So this is nothing but integration of t e power t dt plus c. So what is integration of x e power x? That is e power t into t minus 1 plus c. That is e power x square by 2. T minus 1 means x square by 2 minus 1 plus c. Is it? What is given condition? Y of 0 is equal to 0 given. Y of 0 is equal to 0. So let it be equation let it be 1. So 1 implies, sorry, input 0, output also 0. So input output both are 0 means LHS is 0. What is RHS? That is e power x0 means e power 0 is 1. One into 1 by 2 minus 1 plus c. E power 0 is 1 or not? Sorry, this is 0, na? What is c value? From this c is equal to 1. Therefore, from 1 what is the solution? Y e power x square by 2 is equal to e power x square by 2 e power x square by 2 into x square by 2 minus 1, is it? Plus c. Plus c means here c is 1 or not? Plus 1. Now what is the question here? Y of 1 they are asking. Y of 1 value means put x is equal to 1. If you put x is equal to 1, then what it is? E power y e power 1 by 2 is equal to e power 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 minus 1 plus 1. Find the value of y. I have verified that value is y is equal to 0.106. You cross verify once. Is it? This is an answer for this. Now coming to the next question. F of x given like this. F of x is nothing but minus 1 minus pi less than x less than 0, 1, 0 less than x less than pi. I think they may have given periodic function information also for this function, I think so. Now this function is odd function. Actually Fourier series of this function is a question. Fourier series of f of x they ask. Here function is odd function. F of x is odd. If f of x is odd, what is Fourier series of f of x? Sigma bn sin n pi x by L or not? What is L here? Here L is equal to pi. Pi will cancel. What is bn? Bn is equal to 2 by L into means 2 by pi into integral 0 to L means integral 0 to pi. F of x into sin n pi x by L. What is f of x between 0 and pi? F of x is 1 only. Sin n pi x by L means pi dx. Pi will cancel. So bn is equal to 2 by pi into what is integration of sin nx? That is minus cos nx by n or not? Limits are from 0 to pi. That is minus 2 by n pi. Is it? Minus also taken outside. Cos nx means that is cos n pi minus cos 0. Cos 0. Minus 2 by n pi into cos n pi value minus 1 whole power n minus 1. That you substitute here. Therefore, what is f of x? Sigma bn. What is bn? Minus 2 by n pi minus 1 whole power n minus 1 into sin nx is a Fourier series of the given function. As per the student's memory, I am writing this. Now coming to the last question, fourth one. F of x is given like this. Determinant of x cube sin x cos x. 3 by 3 matrix determinant given. 6 minus 1 0 p square p cube. Question is find d cube by dx cube of f of x at x is equal to 0 they asked. So first you simplify this determinant. What is f of x? X cube into minus PQ minus sin x into what it is, that is 6p cube, yes, 6p cube plus cos x into what it is, 6p square plus p, is it? Just to find for this function, find f dash of x and find f double dash of x. You know how to find very simple function. P is a constant, take with respect to x only you can find the derivative. F triple dash of x, if you find, you will get minus 6p cube plus 6p cube, you will get, finally you will get 0 is an answer, is it? We received 4 questions according to student memory. Detailed solutions we will upload in website as soon as possible.
Dear friends, as we get the memory based questions only, first we will see in the fluid mechanics. We got one question. U is given 3x square yz, velocity component of the flow fields minus 5xy, velocity component in z direction 6yz square. The question is asked value of omega at 2 minus 1 1. Omega will have 3 components, omega x, y and z should get dou omega by dou y minus dou v by dou z. Omega y is equal y zx, so dou u by dou z minus dou omega by dou x. Omega z you should get zxy, xy, so dou v by dou x minus dou u by dou y. By differentiating this with the x, y and z, you are going to get the values. This value as 6, this value as minus 12, this value as 17. Value will be square root of 6 square plus minus 12 whole square plus 17 square. That's the only one question available in fluid mechanics. 2 questions are available in hydrology. One question is, for the 15-year flood, return period is T. What is the probability of the flood with the 10-year storm? It's actually a lengthy question. The actual question asked may be something different, but for the given question we are trying to give the answer. Probability of probability of ఏంటన్నది P is equals 1 minus for a 15-year flood, the return period is T. What is the probability of the flood for 10 years? T value is 1 by P. From this P value we get as 1 by T. Probability of getting the flood with 15 years, 1 minus Q power N, where N is 15. Q value will be 1 minus P. So P value you can substitute as 1 by T. This is the probability of 15-year flood. I want for a 10-year flood. Probability of getting a 10-year flood is equal to 1 minus Q power 10. From this equation, try to get the value of Q as a function of T and substitute here. But I think it's a very lengthy question. That much question cannot be given even for 2 marks. Let us see till the actual question comes. Second question in hydrology given is a match the following question. Hydrologic channel routing in the column 1. In the column 2, it is Muskingum method. Every one of you know, very popular method of channel routing, Muskingum method. And hydrologic reservoir routing, that is modified Paul's method. I am giving the answer. You can pick out the right choice from column A and column B. And hydraulic reservoir routing, not hydrologic, hydraulic, which is not the general practice. Reservoir routing, that is method of characteristic variables. From column A and column B, you can pick out the right options. This is the right answer for the given question. Dear friends, only one question is known so far in irrigation, and generally only one question is given. As you know, the least weighted subject is irrigation, and that question we got. The question given is straight formula based question. Cultivable command area 10,000 hectares. Base period of the crop is 140 days. Delta of the crop is 40 centimeters. Like wheat crop, you know, delta value 40 centimeters. The question asked, what is the outlet discharge? Outlet discharge lies in between. He wants the range because it may be NAT question. D is equal to A by Q. So Q is equal to A by D. D value I need not say 864 B by delta, because delta is given in centimeters. A is 10,000, delta is 40 by 864 multiply with 140. Your answer will be 3.3 meters per second. When you get the discharge 3.3 meter cube per second, he wants lies between. I can take the range as 3.1 to 3.5. 3.1 to 3.5 range. meter cube per second. If some other questions comes, we'll be updating the answers or we'll be keeping in our website. I hope you have done well. All the best for your future.
Dear students, few more additions. This is a question from strength of material. What is upward reaction at F? It is a fixed beam, both the sides are fixed, but two internal hinges are there, that's why it is a determinate member. So if you take this part, they are asking you reaction at F, this vertical reaction at F. So if you take this middle part is subjected to 30 kilonewton. This common point load, I'll push it to AB part. So because of this point load, the reaction here is 50-50. That means 30 by 2, 30 by 2. This is 15 kilonewton here. The same action will come as reaction on the other part, and this UDL is there. This UDL, we assume that 5 kilonewton per meter. 5 and 5 I am taking. As per the details given by the student, this is 5 I am taking. If something else, it may change. So they are asking you reaction. This reaction is downward force is equal to upward force. 15 plus 5 into 2, 10. So it is 25 kilonewton is the upward reaction at F. A straightforward, easy question I am saying. With a little practice, people can answer it in 1 minute of time maximum. Which of the following is pure shear state of stress? So in case of pure shear state of stress, you remember center of Mohr circle passes through origin, and the normal stress on tau max plane is 0. So I'll try to go by process of elimination. So here it is tension, here also tension. The Mohr circle, if you take sigma x as a tension 40, sigma y also tension, with the shear, the Mohr circle may become like this. So here it is a tension, both the sides compression, without shear, so Mohr circle becomes a point for this. For this, compression and shear, 40 means with 40 as radius, again it may go like this. Here also it passes through this. Now coming to this case, this is tension, this is compression, compression of the same magnitude, shear up and down. So if you take the center passes through origin, and if you draw the Mohr circle, this is the Mohr circle. If center of the Mohr circle passes through origin, it is the pure shear case that you know. For pure shear case, 2 points you should know. The center of Mohr circle passes through the origin and normal stress on tau max plane is 0. So answer is option D here. So these are the questions. We got it as per the strength of material point of view. We'll just touch the questions of RCC. Straightforward questions came in RCC. Look at this question. A pre-stress concrete beam is given, width 250, depth 600 and 20 mm is the distance of the pre-stressing force from the soffit of the beam. 4 number of tendons, 14 mm dia. The pre-stress is given to you 700 megapascal. Maximum bending moment that can be applied without carrying tension at the soffit of the beam. They are saying that the stress on the soffit of the beam and bottom fiber is 0. What are all forces coming into the picture on the bottom fiber? P by A is completely compressive, and PE by Z is also compressive, and because of the dead load and live load, bottom is tension, top is compression, because it is simply supported, assuming the beam as simply supported. So minus M by Z. This M is comprising of dead load moment plus live load moment together. The pre-stressing force is equal to the pre-stress into area of steel. The pre-stress is 700 megapascal and area of steel is 4 tendons are there with 14 mm dia. The pre-stressing force, if you simplify, it will be 431 Newton. If you substitute everything, the area of cross section, gross cross section 250 by 600 we need to take it, and the eccentricity is the distance from here to here. So this total depth is 600. So this half is 300. 300 minus 20 is eccentricity. Nothing but 280 is our eccentricity. And Z value BD square by 6. B is 250, depth is 600 square by 6. Substitute P value 431 Newton, area is 250 by 600, Z is this, eccentricity as this, and substitute all the values and simplify. The net bending moment, dead load plus live load moment together will be 163.8 kilo Newton meter. Please check up this answer after the substitution. It is a numerical answer question, came from pre-stress concrete. Straightforward question with the strength of material fundamental, you can say. Coming to the next question, a rectangular beam of width 300 mm and effective depth 550 mm. The width is 300, effective depth is 550. The area of steel directly given as 1963 mm square. The grade of steel is Fu 500 and M25 grade concrete is given. The most probable failure, is it a compression failure, tension failure, balanced failure, like that options are given. It is a multiple choice question. The options I have not framed it, but option A may be underlying compression failure, tension failure, balanced failure, none of the above. For that we need to calculate XU first. To calculate XU, we need to equate compressive force is equal to tensile force. Compressive force taken by the concrete is 0.36 FCK B into XU. Tension is 0.87 Fy into AST. Substitute all values, 0.36, FCK is 25, width of the beam is 300, XU is unknown, 0.87, the grade of steel is 500, area of steel 1963 directly given to us. If you calculate XU after simplification, it is something like 316 millimeter. and XU max from IS 456 with FE 500 steel, it is 0.46 D. So this is 0.46 into effective depth 550 mm. If you calculate this, simplify this, 253. XU more than XU max here, it is a over reinforced section, you get compression failure. Compression failure is sudden failure. Okay, it's a straightforward question. So with the available data from the students, these are the questions till now. The other questions from the other subjects will be taken up by our next faculty.
Okay. Hi friends, from the general aptitude from the students I am getting only 2 questions only, but the way of the student explanation, the paper is easy to moderate. I mean 1 or 2 questions will lengthy, remaining everything also easy. Okay, so what I mentioned in the classroom and everything, we as per the and revision session also, spatial aptitude, okay, series concept given. And logarithms, do you remember? Okay, friends, logarithm, number of times I mentioned guarantee question, same thing given. So those 2 only I am getting the questions from the students. So first logarithm question. Log x base 2 plus log x root 2 is equal to 48. Find x. This is the problem. Okay, who people attend the classes, everybody knows, very easy topic, easily getting mark, but 1 mark question. Okay, so log x base 2, here x power 1, so 1 upon root 2 means 1 by 2, log x base 2 is equal to 48. After the simplification, log x base 2, this one 2 log x base 2 is equal to 48. So simply 3 log x base 2 is equal to 48, 3/16. So log x base 2 16. So the next value 2 की power 16. So this is the problem. Okay, purely memory based, 99% we are expecting this is the question. Okay, and next from the spatial aptitude figure series question, 3/4 square box given, 3/4 spatial aptitude, 3/4. So starting here, triangle. Next case here, next this one, and shaded circle or dot, first case, second, third, this one clearly given. Okay, first you can take any one reference, okay, triangle reference, 1, 2, 3. Next, obviously, in the fourth box, compulsory fourth box only. So triangle position here, and about the dot, 1, 2, 3, next 4, this one. Okay. So according to the student information only we are giving this answer. Okay. So based on the original paper we are getting exact answers. Okay friends, I hope everybody did good your job. Okay, from the Aptitude, and next day annual faculty will continue the session.
Dear friends, now we deal with environmental engineering. If you look at both the sessions today, the morning session and evening session, environmental engineering questions are quite easy as expected. Now we are solving these evening session questions. Look at this. This is the matching question given as per your students' data. Here dust can be removed by cyclone separator. Dust is removed by cyclone separator. Carbon monoxide is a gaseous pollutant. It can be removed by catalytic converter. CO can be removed by catalytic converter, which means a catalyst can transform the CO into harmless CO2. That is what a catalytic converter. That is what CO can be removed. SO2 can be removed. Acidic gases can be removed by wet scrubbers. See, wet scrubbers are particulate control devices, but still some gaseous pollutants can be removed, especially SO2 can be removed by wet scrubber. Finally, you know, it's a very easy to match fly ash. Fly ash is ESP, right? Electrostatic precipitator. You already know in thermal power plants, the most effective pollutant, particulate matter is fly ash, can be effectively removed by ESP, electrostatic precipitator, right? This is what the matching question given. Okay, another question. Okay, this is a simple question about the densities. If specific gravity of volatile and non-volatile is given 1, 2.5 respectively, find the density of solids if 1/3 of solids are volatile. He has mentioned if specific gravity of volatile and non-volatile is mentioned 1 and 2.5 respectively, find the density if solids is 1/3. If solids is 1/3 solids are volatile, out of the total solids, volatile and non-volatile, 1/3 solids are volatile, remaining 2/3 are non-volatile, right? If you can look at this easy, 1 by, you can use this specific gravity of total solids. Specific gravity of total solids is equal to, if you look at percentage weight of volatile solids, you take here percentage by weight of volatile solids divided by specific gravity of volatile solids plus percentage by weight of non-volatile solids divided by specific gravity of non-volatile solids. This is the basis for this question, right? He has already mentioned, you know, specific gravity of volatile solid, specific gravity of non-volatile solids. He has mentioned volatile is 1, non-volatile is 2.5, and he has mentioned 1/3 is volatile, means 2/3 is non-volatile. You can take percentage by weight. Volatile solids is 1/3, non-volatile solids is 1 minus 1/3 means 2/3, right? Total solids 1/3 and 2/3. You can substitute, you will get the answer. Look at this, very easy. 1 by, I am evaluating density of solids, right? Specific gravity of solids is equal to, volatile is 1/3, its portion is, sorry, its specific gravity is this. Non-volatile is 2/3, its specific gravity is 2.5. Therefore, this is 1/3 plus 2/3 by 2.5 means 5/2. Therefore, 2/3 into 5/2 means 2/5. You can use the calculator, don't use like this. 1/3 plus 4/15. 4/15, you will get 15 means 5 plus 4, 9/15, right? You are getting 9/15. 3/5 will give you 3/5. If you do inverse, you will get the solids, right? What is asking, find the density of solids or specific gravity of solids. We are not sure about the data. If you look at the density of solids, 1 by solids is given. Therefore, the specific gravity of solids equal to 5/3. 5/3 means 1.67, right? 1.67 is the specific gravity of solids. If they want density, multiply with 1000, will give you density of solids, right? This is about this particular question. Yes, 1.67 is the answer. Okay, the next question is, okay, if you can look at this question, it is not so difficult. He has given yield coefficient, right? Yield coefficient is given as 0.06. What is the percentage COD converts to biodegradable organic matter for this given organic compound? He has mentioned the organic compound here. Let me take my chemical equation. I have already framed balanced equation here. See, if you can look at this, I have yield coefficient is given. What is asking? The percentage COD that converts into BOD. That is what, how much percentage of COD is converting to biodegradable organic matter, right? See, you have to write the balanced equation. C6H7NO2 is the given organic molecule. Balanced means upon combustion what is happening to this, right? Oxygen requirement you need to write. I have balanced already. 6CO2 plus 2H2O. If you can look at all the elements here, left and right, you will get the same. That is what I am saying, balanced equation. NH3, since we have nitrogen in the compound, obviously ammonia will be released, right, upon oxidation. If you can evaluate the molecular weight of this, you will get 125. Very easy to evaluate molecular weight. I am just writing molecular weight. 12 into 6, 7 plus 14 plus 32 into 2, easily you can evaluate 125. You know this is 6 into 32. This is what my requirement. No need to evaluate the molecular weight of each and every compound given in the equation, right? Okay, if you can see this, one part of this C6H7NO2 requires, one part requires how many parts of oxygen? 6 into 32 parts of oxygen is required, one part. Therefore, if you, one part means its molecular weight is 125, right? See, 125 parts you need to write, not 1. 125 requires 6 into 35. Therefore, one part is how much? One part of this compound requires 6 into 32 divided by 125, which will be requirement. Theoretical oxygen demand I am evaluating, right? I got 1.536 parts of 1.536 parts of oxygen, right? This is what oxygen required for this decomposition of organic matter, right? But he is asking how much COD, percentage COD converted to BOD. This is for sure, this is the stoichiometric requirement of oxygen. Each mole of this organic matter requires 1.536 moles of O2, which means this is the theoretical oxygen demand, right? See, he has not given, we can consider theoretical oxygen demand which is similar to chemical oxygen demand, right? More or less same. If you can use this analogy, you can straight away solve this question by using the yield coefficient. Now let me take yield coefficient is given, that is 0.06, which means what is the yield coefficient? Biomass, mass of biomass, divided by mass of COD consumed, right? COD consumed, BOD by COD consumed. If you can look, mass of biomass equal to 0.06 into what is the COD consumed? Theoretical oxygen demand I am considering that is same as COD, 1.536, right? 0.06 into 1.536, that I got the value of 0.092 0.09216 I got. If you express this in percentage, multiply with 100, 9.216% is the conversion of COD into biodegradable organic matter, right? This is easy question. Okay, the next question. Okay, it's a very simple question, very easy question from BOD again. See, he is diluting 2.5 ml sample to 240 ml. What is the dilution factor? 100, right? 2.4 ml of sample is diluting to 240 ml, which means 100 times is diluting. He has given initial DO and final DO. What is the BOD 5? You first evaluate dilution factor. Dilution factor is nothing but this is total volume of BOD bottle. He has mentioned 340 here. Use the data given, don't take 300 ml, right? By 2.4, 300 by volume of sample, you remember it as a formula, right? Similarly, here he is given, he is saying 2.4 ml is diluted to 240, not 300. Take the given data. Means dilution factor is what? 100. Dilution factor is nothing but how many times the sample is getting diluted. That is what dilution factor, 2.4, right? Volume of, therefore you will get 100. You know BOD 5. By using the standard test, BOD 5 equal to initial DO minus final DO will give you consumed, DO consumed, multiplies dilution factor will give you what? BOD 5. What is initial DO? 8, final DO 6 into what is the dilution factor? 100, which gives 200 milligram per liter. This is the answer, right? Okay, I think the last question. Okay, the grown algae useful for the operation of what? We use algae in a wastewater treatment. Out of the given options, very easy to identify. Algae we can use in oxidation pond only. Oxidation pond is the natural treatment, right? Algal bacterial symbiosis. What is the basis of principle behind oxidation pond treatment? Algal bacterial symbiosis, right? Trickling filter is no, slow sand is a water treatment, septic tank is no. Therefore, the only option is oxidation pond, right? I hope we have analyzed almost all the questions from your this session. I wish you all the best for your bright future in civil engineering. Thank you.